When we look at this whole idea of freedom of religion and then the mixed message that comes out with separation of church and state, my understanding back when we founded this nation, the several states were developed as religious enclaves, if you will, of differing viewpoints. How do you see the reality of our nation being a Christian nation, founded on Christian principles, and the push now that we can't even have any Christian debate or any Christian conversation? How do you see that? What's important to comment on that in your mind?
Well, the wonderful thing that our founders did was they wanted to establish your rights to live your faith and speak your faith however you wanted to. And whether it was the Christian faith or some other faith. And that's one of our basic freedoms that we have in this country, the freedom of religion. And but I think also we have to realize that we started as a Christian nation. That is our heritage. That's who we are. And I believe we're still a Christian nation today, regardless of what President Obama has said. He said we're no longer a Christian nation. I disagree. We are still a Christian nation. And you can never change where we came from. We came from those Christian roots. That is our heritage. That is who we are. And those are the people that wrote the Constitution. They were Christian, Bible-believing people that wrote that. And don't ever forget that. We must never forget where we came from in this country. This is why America is different. Because this is really the only country on the face of the earth that has ever stepped up and guaranteed those rights and recognized that they come to us from God, and our Constitution guarantees those rights. We're the only country to ever really get the grasp of that and do that. And that came from Christian men. Now those same Christian men didn't want to control and have a government establish religion and control religion. So they were very careful in how they worded the Constitution to maintain our freedoms. But, we have this freedom to express ourselves in our faith wherever we're at. Wherever we're at. We have that freedom of speech and freedom of religion. The Constitution talks about they shall pass no law against your religion. No tax law, no law against who you are and what you believe. I mean, and I think we have to get a handle on that. We see the 501c3 thing that's affected our churches. I spoke the other day about that. I think what started out as something people saw as just a way to work with the state, to get this tax-free status, now has turned into a system to control your speech and to control your religion. Our founders were Christian men and women, and many of the opposition in the revolution started in the churches. I mean, they were very vocal. They met in the churches. The men of the church were very, very active politically. And the church needs to wake up and take back their position. In America, we don't believe that government can control religion. And so be very careful not to trade those God-given rights that we have for something else. We have to be ever mindful that in this country, we have that right to freedom of religion and freedom of speech. Those are very important. Those are vital to keeping America free.